Hi guys, this is Cindy over at paper.old.new. I am here with a 12 by 12 paper project. This one comes with inspiration from Tina over at Shabby Dabby Doodah. She actually has a whole playlist from a year ago or maybe two where she challenged herself to use an entire 12 by 12 paper pad. I think it had 24 sheets in it in 6 days or a week or something like that. Anyway, I will link the playlist in my description box so you can go check it out, because I don't know if I'm going to do the whole playlist, but I did really like a couple of the videos as far as things to make with paper that you have that you are wanting to use up and that you really like. So what she did was she had double-sided paper. I'm going to start by saying that. Hers was also cardstock. Mine is this that I chose to use because I'm trying to get rid of it is not cardstock. It's just paper. So as you can see, I glued them back to back. And then what you do is, I took pieces that I didn't want to use. So like I would probably never use that for anything. I like this old tattered, shabby wood looking stuff. So I kept it. And I would glue them back to back. And what we're making here, if you haven't guessed by the way I'm doing this, is an accordion book. So this folds here. Okay, so you would have a page, and then it would open this way, and you would have a page. I don't know, because I haven't watched. I don't know if this is the same as like a flip-flop journal. It seems like it flips back and forth, but and then you would take another one. I don't know what I did there. So you would take another one with paper, sides that you don't want put together so that you can't see them. And then you would have this side and you would have that side. Okay. And then of course you open this one up and you're going to have this side and you have another one that you don't want to see. So you would take this and you put it here. Okay. And then you fold that down and you go back to the other side of this one and you have one that you want to see and one that you don't want to see. And you lay them like that, right? And then you flip it over. And now I've got this page. Now, this is an accordion. It folds like an accordion. Can you see that? These are still 12 by 12 size. I have not connected the pages yet because I thought I would do that with you guys. So I have one last page to do. Now on this one, because you are going to see half of this is going to go on here like this. And when this closes and you open this up, you're going to have this half open, right? This one here. So your front and back pieces, you need to want both sides. So like I like this one, so I'm good with that. And I like this one, so I'm good with that. Okay. So you need to want both sides of that paper. So we're going to glue this one together. And then what I'm going to do is, and as you can see, this uses up a whole ton of 12 by 12 paper. Also, like I said, she used cardstock. So if you were using cardstock, you could just hide your white sides. So if you had cardstock that you wanted to use and it was decently sturdy, you could just put this together using, putting them back to back. And then you would have your white sides on the inside and they would just be, they just wouldn't show, right? Okay, so having said that, I don't know how I want to do this. I might use the art glitter glue just because a glue stick would be ridiculous on this. So I'm going to go all the way around. I just want to put the pages together. Now, my thought on this is it's a book. So we're going to try and do a cover and the whole bit. Now, like I said, she was using a paper pad. So she was using a bunch of paper that, you know, I mean, paper pads tend to coordinate and go together pretty well, right? So she was using a book of paper. I'm going to fold this one over like that. So she was using a book of coordinating paper. I am also. This is the last of a paper pad that I had called Bramble Rose, I think was the name of it. I've been using it for all kinds of stuff. You guys have probably seen it in a lot of my videos. It was something that I used when I did my very first altar book, when I first got started with junk journaling. It is... Sorry, am I sticking my head in the camera? I have a habit of doing that. That would be another reason why. I'm always talking to you guys about why you see edits in my video. Because sometimes it's not just that I'm wanting to cut length. Sometimes it's because I stick my head in the video and I'm like, they don't want to look at the back of your head. So I cut that out. Or if I have a coughing fit. Because my video days tend to be, like I have a filming day and I will film multiple videos in a day. My voice will start to get... This voice you're hearing is because I'm still recovering from a cold, but sometimes my voice will start to get really dry and I'll start having coughing. Okay, so that's the idea for that. So we would put this together and this one would go here. Now, the next thing you would want to do, obviously, this is a really cool accordion book. Now, it's 12 inches tall. That's really tall for one of our journals. So you're going to have to ask yourself, do you want it to be... Okay, so it's 6 inches wide because we just folded 12 by 12 paper in half to get this to do what it did. Do you want it to be 6 by 9? 6 by 8? So more than likely what I will do is cut these down to 6 by 9. So let's go ahead and take them apart one by one. And then you can watch me put them back together. So I'm going to take this one, fold it in half, go like this. I am going to use my rotary cutter because I'm cutting through 4 layers of paper. I definitely don't think this little bitty trimmer is going to do it. We're going to take it off right here. I'm going to try to do this quick, fast, and in a hurry. I've gotten a little better at lining it up. Okay, and then we have this. So I can use that. I mean, you could make a flip pad out of that. You can make a tag, one of those opening tags that open. I'll get it out in a minute. Oh my gosh, guys. The fact that the last thing to go is the cough drives me crazy. Okay. Now, the one place I may be able to take edges off is while I've got them out here, if I wanted to, now if I want to reduce the size going, if I didn't want it to be 6 inches wide, this would be when I would reduce the width. You guys got me there? Was I making sense or was I stumbling over my words? I could hear me stumbling over my words. Okay, so we got that one. Again, because like for some of them, they didn't line up. Can you see that white edge? So I can either leave that and worry about it in the decorating, or I can trim those edges up. All right, this is our last one. And then I want to show you how we're going to put these together. Three right there. Okay, and then like I said, you can look at your inside and you can decide whether you want, or you can cut it apart and use it as a ready-made double-sided whatever. I kind of like the idea of turning them into like pocket tags. You trim the corners up here where the fold is. and then you glue the pocket, and then you have a side pocket on the tag itself. So those will go with this. Now, I kind of kept these stacked the way I had them because I kind of put the pages together the way I liked them already. Hopefully that's still the case. This one was a tough one for me because I like both sides of this one. Okay, so this is going to go here. Now, when Tina did this, she actually took hers to her sewing machine and stitched up this thing. And then to hear her say it, she's rubbish on her sewing machine, which I had to chuckle at because I'm right there with you. So, she didn't like how her stitching turned out, so she covered these little sections with fabric. Now, I like the idea of putting fabric strips down the folds. So we're going to do that first, and then I'm going to try and stitch over it. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to try lining these up one at a time. So we've got this one goes here and this one goes here. So we're going to get those good and set. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a bead of glue. Let me see if it comes up to the fold. It actually does not. Which is kind of good because that means it's not going to interfere with the... So here, what we'll do is we'll run the bead of glue along this edge. And the reason I'm not just gluing it together is because these can now be large pockets. Please don't have shifted. Okay, so that's one. Although I didn't glue the bottom, did I? So right now it's a tall pass-through. Probably does need to be the glue along the bottom, so we might want to... I can't believe I did that. Sitting here talking about making a pocket out of it, and I just left the bottom open. Like I got sense. Need some glue paper. Okay, so those are stuck together. All right, now we're going to flip it over and we're going to do this side. Now they have to be glued together here. Okay, so something I've learned. And hopefully I'll figure it out for the next piece. My book normally opens this way, so, and I think I put that one in upside down, unless I'm going to make this the back of my book. My book normally opens this way, right? So the next page that goes in here, like so. I don't know why that's doing that, guys. It shouldn't. It should be tight up against the edge of the page. So I'm not really sure why it's... Okay, well, anyway. Oh, this way. Now, obviously, if there are some of these that you don't want to turn into pockets, you don't have to. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to be smart about this, and we're going to glue down the edge of this one. And then we're going to go across the bottom. And down the edge of this one. and then hope that we get them put together right. Now, the more we glue and make things stay in place, the more they're going to want to buckle and move every time you fold them. So you just have to kind of work the paper into place. Eventually it will dry. The other thing is to allow this to fold, those don't go all the way together. So you can kind of see, I'll lift it up. Can you see where the paper, since it's brightly colored there, you can see it peeking through. So when I go to put fabric up here, that'll cover that up. Okay, so that's where we are so far. Now we're going to open this one up. And this paper isn't really directional. It's a matter of when I look at it, this looks right side up to me, or this doesn't look right side up to me. That's basically how I decide. So like with this one, it looks right side up to me to go that way. Same with these. They look upside down that way. I can't. I don't know. Okay. Now, where was I? Yes, I know. Gluing down. All right, so again, the ones that go together, we're going to glue because we're making lots of pockets. This one is not cut right. It's not cut to the same height as everybody else because it's hanging up there. It's overhanging up there. Hanging up there. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down, and then anything that's like seems taller or longer than any of the others, I'll take it off at the end. Trim it up, make it fit, whatever. Okay, now we're going to go up this side. You know, when I first started using this art glitter glue, I wasn't too sure about it, but the more I use it, the more I like it. So it just was, I was getting used to the fact that it is so watery, liquidy. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Make sure it's even at the bottom, and then whatever's overhanging at the top, I'll take off later. See, not even at the bottom. There we go. It's got a little bit of give. See, it's really, really... Oh, that's where the paper didn't line up. I'm going to be doing a lot of trimming. Okay, so we got that one. And we're going to do this one. We're almost done, guys. So again, we're going to glue along the bottom. Now my sewing machine is upstairs. I did say we were going to put the fabric down first and then sew it. So, but my fabric is also upstairs. So you got to give me a minute here when we're done gluing these last two. And I'll run upstairs and get... make sure I'm gluing this right side up, because this one will matter to me. I think I want it this way. I thought I had closed it with glue on it. Because I've been gluing the edges. I thought I glued this edge and closed it with glue on it. I was going to be really upset. Okay, so up this edge. And these are going to be really big pockets. I mean, oh, you know what I did do though? I already put glue on there. That's not my bottom. This is my bottom. I will say this, since it's so liquidy, it takes it longer to dry. It doesn't take it longer to catch necessarily, like set once you've got paper laying on it. But it takes it longer to dry out, exposed to the air. Which is a good thing in my case, because I keep messing up and I need the leeway. So Thanks for that. It's starting to be wide. Yeah, see, that didn't go all the way over. Okay, well, it still has to get a cover, and this one still has to go on, so... Alright, so this is going to go on here like this, right? We're still right side up. Yeah, this one's going to go on here like this. Don't try to line up with this. That's the one that's too long. Alright, so we're going to do down this last edge. Across the bottom and up this edge that's going to get glued down to the page. Oh my gosh, my wobbly hands. Do you see these wiggled lines? This is going to be a really weird pocket. I mean, it's a good thing they're wide. That's all I can say. Maybe it'd be easier to do this if I did them standing up. Of course, I figured that out on the last page. Right? Isn't that always the way? Okay, so that's our last page. And there we have it. So right now we are standing with the front and back do not have pockets, but these are all... Oh no, guys, you know what I did? I turned it around at the back. Look what I did. Do you see what I did? I decided to make it the other way around after I had already glued pockets together. This is because my head is still a little bit weary from being sick. Well, you get the idea that these can go together so that you have a pocket here and a pocket here. So my last two accordion pages will have pockets, or my first two. I'm not sure which. And then these ones will just be my mistakes. Up tucks. I don't know. I mean, it's still a pocket. I don't think I can get through it from the other side without tearing it real bad. So I can't even... Oh, you know what I could do? Okay, we're going to fix this. Guys, I'm going to fix it. But I have to go get my daughter from soccer practice. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I went, while I was picking up my daughter from soccer practice, before I got back down here, I picked up some fabric scraps. Now, some of these, like, you would look at it and you go, that's not going to go. But I'm going to be honest, I put it on here and I don't hate it. I don't know why. Maybe it's the eclectic part of my brain. I don't hate that. Or that, for that matter. Although this one is short. It would have to go this way. Somebody has hemmed this one, so it doesn't... It would kind of have to go that way. Or I can use another square. I mean, I've got like 6 or 7 squares of this stuff. So, I don't hate this. Which is really weird because it doesn't go with anything. This is one of those times when I really, really wish that, you know, you guys could talk to me. Because I kind of am leaning toward doing this. Now, if I tear these off, you're going to get a little peek of each end, each triangle end, because it's just long enough to cover the seam. Also, this is really thin fabric, and Fabri-Tac's going to go right through it. That's the other thing. So I don't know if that's a good candidate or not. The other two candidates I have are this, which is much more, you know, this stays with the browns, or this, which I really kind of like this one. It's, as you can see, just a green fabric with like dots in it, which is what I think we're going to use, and we're going to cover all of the seams. So we're going to put a little bit of glue up each seam, and we're going to put fabric on it. So let's get some strips. Okay. Oh, it's made all kind of a mess of itself. It's coming apart. Well, they all do this, don't they? They fray. Isn't that the whole point of tearing it? To get all the little frayed bits? Okay. All right, and then we're going to put it right up through the middle like that. I think that'll look really cool. Yeah? And we'll do it on all the sides. So let's get one down. And then what I might do is I'm going to go on either side of the middle, just because I'm still looking at going and putting like a stitch up the middle. All right, so we've got glue up this side and glue up this side, and then I'm thinking about running a zigzag stitch up the middle for fun. I will say this, that is not centered. So like there's more on this side than there is on that side. So I did not do a good job of centering that. But what are you going to do? I'm certainly not going to pull it up now. I wonder, though, if I don't have to waste it, maybe I can wrap it round. Yeah. See, now I don't have to waste fabric. So we'll go... Man, I really did not center that. Well, it's hard because I can't see the center line. And some of them, I can't see where the fold line is. So when I'm going to lay the fabric down, I miss. And then maybe, depending on how this gets glued together. Okay, sorry about that. A little interruption while I was off camera. I tore off some more strips so we could just get right at this. So, like I said, we're going to put these on and then I'm going to sew them. So I'm trying not to put... I'm only going to sew like right up the middle. Kind of as a decoration. As much as to be a part of the... And I don't even mind that tattered end there. Because this wrapped around, I don't even mind that that's got a tattered end on it. I do kind of mind that it's not centered, but I don't mind the fact that the tattered end is there. Okay, so we're going to... kind of recreate our crease because we've okay, so that's what that looks like folded, and this one has a wider band, which I don't mind. I mean, and if I did, there's not really much I can do about it now. Okay, So let's go on to the next one. Hopefully, if I made these about 1.5 inches, I can sit this on the 3/4 inch mark, and maybe that'll help me center up the fabric better. We'll see. Gotta wait on our glue again. So we just go around through all of the... Now she did hers back to front. So she, when she did hers, she did a strip of fabric on the front and then a separate strip of fabric on the back. Mine just happened to be long enough to go right the way around. So I don't see any reason not to wrap it. Now I might do it so that it wraps differently every time. But since these two aren't on the same side, I'm not really worried about it. So we're just going to kind of try and lay this in here. In the middle. So the middle needs to be right there. I need enough to wrap around to the back. And the middle, oops, and the middle is over too far this way. Needs to be right about there. Okay, I think we got it this time. Maybe, hopefully. I like the way gluing fabric down irons it for you. Anybody ever notice that? It kind of irons it for you. Okay, so now we're going to flip it round and glue the other side. This one's actually longer than the... So I'm going to end up with some sticking out the top or bottom. Oh, by the way, I fixed the pockets, guys. So basically what I did was I went and glued all of the ones that, with the butterflies right side up, I went and glued all the ones that I had turned upside down. I glued them shut on the bottom, and then I took 1/2 inch off the top of the book. That was my solution. So this is now 6 by 8.5. So with this being the bottom of the book, this is going to have to get trimmed because it can't be, it's not going to show anyway. I don't want to trim it. When you put it this close to the bottom, if it's too long, it matters. On the other one, it didn't matter because it just meant I had more overlap. But on this end of the book, it matters if you put it this close to the end. So something to keep in mind. I feel like you guys kind of get the idea of what we're doing here. So we're going down through the accordion and putting fabric strips on. The other thing that we haven't talked about is the cover. Because she did make covers. So, and what she did was she was trying to use up an entire pad. And so she used the cardboard to make her covers out of. Since this is 6 inches wide. And she wanted stiff covers. Okay. All right, so that's 2 strips down. This one's going to fold in this way, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of run it in the middle here in the hopes to help make the fold. Although I do see that it's trying to buckle on me, so maybe that's not working real well. It might be because the glue's still wet. Yeah, you can see it. If you work with it, it will close wet. I mean, not that there's any rush. I probably shouldn't sew it wet, so. There's not a huge rush here. But there you have two of them with fabric ends. And so this is what your page is going to look. Your page is going to have tattered... excuse me. Your page is going to have the tattered edges on either side, and then you'll have the page to work with. So however you want to end up decorating that. Which I think looks really cute. I'm glad we decided on the green. So, now for the covers, what we're doing is we measure this, and it comes out to just a hair over 6 inches because of all the overhang and the push out and all that you get from just doing this naturally. You can't ever line it up perfect. I mean, if you were a machine or you had a machine doing it, then sure. But you're going to have spots where it kind of hangs off weird or sticks out funny, or it was just this much further out when you glued it, or, you know, whatever. So you have spots where it sticks out. Anyway, point of that is, get to the point. I know. The point of that is, and she must have done hers a little different in as far as, because she got 2 covers out of a 12 by 12 piece of, so like this. This was the back of a pad. You can see here's where the tape was, right? So this is a pad. Now, unless I am very much mistaken, these are 12 inches by 12 inches. Now, I could be wrong. They might be a little bigger. Nope, that is 12 inches. So to cut a 6 1/2, or a 6 1/4 by 8, what did I say? 8 1/2, so 8 3/4. I'm going to need 2 pieces, or I'm not going to be able to get 2 covers. She was able to get 2 out of 1 piece, I think, if I remember the video correctly. Not sure how she did that. Magic. But she did. So we're going to cut this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep, and 1/4. So we're going to go 1/4 inch bigger just to have a little bit of overhang. I don't know if I want to make it taller, but I think I will. It's only going to overhang up and down. It'll overhang top and bottom. Coming out this way, it's only going to overhang in one direction because it's going to get pumped up against this, and we're going to connect it to the book. Maybe. It's either that or glue it to this and lose one of this piece. And one of this piece. That I don't mind. I can lose that. That doesn't bother me. But you're losing a whole page. So you're going to make your book 2 pages smaller, if that makes sense. If you glue directly to those flaps, which I might end up doing, actually. Problem is I already put the fabric on this one. Okay, we're going to glue to the back. And this is actually what I think she did. We're going to glue to the back, and we're going to make sure I've got this right side up. And back is relative, because when you flip it over to go the other way, this is the back. So we're going to glue to one side. We're going to attach to the other. This is all buckling and doing all kinds of weird things. And because mine is paper. Remember, mine is just 2 pieces of paper stuck together. So mine's going to have a lot more buckling and issues than hers probably does. So, now, my other thought was to maybe cover my covers in fabric, because I don't have any more. I have some of this scrapbook paper set aside, but it's for another project in this same series. She did 2, because she had 24 pieces. We're still going to go 6 1/4. I don't know why I recounted that. So we're going to go 6 1/4, and I buried my rotary cutter again. I just love hiding things from myself. It's my favorite pastime. Okay. Yeah, see, that's smaller than the front. This should be slightly bigger than the front. The problem is when I attach it here, it's going to overhang. Its overhang is going to be off the back. I don't know if I wanted it. I wanted it to be... I think I've decided that this is going to have to be glued. It does not want to fold that way. Oh, guys, I think I'm messing this up now. We were doing so good. I think it's going to overhang on the front, but I think it's going to be the same exact size because I want to wrap a piece of fabric and I've got to attach it to this page. So if I do, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is cut it 8.5 tall so it marries up at the edges and then hope I can marry up the edges. This is going to be another one of those videos that takes me a monstrous amount of time to upload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. I always like to count to make sure my math is right. Okay, now, the idea being that this will get glued down to the thing. I have this upholstery fabric. How much fun would that be? It's on the front and back. What do you think? Question is, will Fabri-Tac hold it? What do you think? Should I plug in my hot glue gun to do it? I think I need to plug in the hot glue gun. Or I could do this side. I mean, that's the not right side, but the other one I have is this, which I do like, and it kind of goes with the colors better. I don't know. This one, because I like it better with the green. Okay. Well, that's how you answer that question. Okay, now what we're going to do is, what I really want to do is spray it on. I have spray adhesive, but if I spray it here, it's going to make a mess. So give me just a second, guys. Okay, so I spray tacked it. So it's nice and flat. Now I have to cut it, and I can't find my scissors again. Tell you what, guys. I am going to give myself a little bit of room to wrap, so we're probably just going to have to cut this even with the edge and hope that it doesn't fray and make a mess later down the road. I probably should have thought about that before I stuck it down, but I think it'll be okay just because of the amount of glue. Hopefully it doesn't fray. I might be able to seal the ends. I keep forgetting that's the finished seam, so it's wanting to. Okay, so anyway, and then down this edge. Now, this is going to get glued onto here, right? And it's going to overhang at the front a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll put some trim on the front, right? Also, this solves our uneven problem here. Well, it doesn't solve it, but you know what I mean. And I think I'm going to hot glue this. I really want this to hold. So, okay, wow. I've got like a string of hot glue across everything. Let's make sure that's in. We're going to go, that's our edge. So we want to go right down. There it comes. Come on, you can do it. Why are you being so difficult? Please don't start cooling off yet. All right, we're going to do this. Come on, guys. We can do it. Please, please, please. Please work. Please work. Please work. I hope I didn't do too much hot gluing and it dried. Or it started... You know what I mean. You guys have all used hot glue. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I can definitely feel the... You can feel the strips of hot glue in there. You can't see them though, so I'm okay with it. Where are my pockets? Okay, so this is up. All right. Now, that is our cover. And I'll do one for the back. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a strip. How far over does that come? Does that come an inch? It does. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a strip that's 2 inches wide. Oh, I have all these other strips pre-cut. Now I need a 2-inch strip. Okay. And we're gonna put a strip, and this time I'm gonna let it dry. So after I get this strip down, I'm gonna let you go. And this little use up some 12 by 12 paper might be more than one part. Or at the very least, I'll come back and show you how it looks, kind of a thing. Okay, so this is the outside. So we're gonna put this on here flat. So out comes the Fabri-Tac. The hot glue gives me a little bit too much texture. Although in here it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But my thought was I will let this dry pretty flat and really well. And then I will do sewing. And then I will come back and show you what I've done. And I'm hoping that I can get, I don't know. I've never broken a needle, guys, but I don't know if I can get one through this. This is lightweight cardboard with 2 pieces of paper and some fabric stuck to it. So I don't know if that's going to be a spot that I sew. All the inner seams may be sewn, but the outer one might not. Good Lord. Okay. Here goes nothing. We're going to try and center this up. Right there. Hopefully. I don't know if I should let it fold. I don't know if I should fold it and let it dry like that. That might be a better idea. All right. So we're going to fold this over, and I'm just going to let it dry like that. Then I will finish wrapping it, because we'll wrap it through the middle here. Like so. And that will finish off the front cover, other than the trim, which I will do. And that'll give us this. And then I will go through and add fabric to all of these. And maybe as we're going, we'll come back and we'll, I'll show you them when they're done. So this is kind of a little accordion book. Now that I've done this, I'm probably going to go watch a video about a flip-flop journal. You can go through it this way. And then you get to the back and you turn it over and you go through it this way. And then it brings you back to the cover. Not a lot of pages in it. I mean, when it's all said and done, it's going to be the cover, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the cover. So 5 pages this way and then 5 pages the other way. So it's not very big. But it's fun to make. So if you liked this, and I hope you did, like I said, I will link Tina's playlist, and you can go over and see her do it too. If you have any questions, or you want me to repeat something, or I don't know, you need me to explain something better, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to do that. I will be definitely be letting you know how this turns out when I finish it and I get everything in it, and it's all fun and pretty. I will show you what it looks like. But these are a lot of fun to make, and it's a great way to use up 12 by 12 paper, cardstock, whatever you got. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.